Oliver Gray. He was pale, thin, and silent. So silent that people often forgot he was even there. He had not spoken for a year, not since the night his father disappeared. Some believed his father simply left. Others whispered darker things. But Oliver knew the truth, because he had seen it with his own eyes. At school, Oliver sat alone. He didn't talk, didn't laugh, didn't cry. His silence made him an easy target for a 10-year-old bully named Ethan Ward. Ethan would push Oliver, steal his lunch, mock him, and shove him into the dirt because Oliver never reacted. His silence was like a mirror that showed Ethan his own ugliness, and it infuriated him. One day at recess, Ethan shoved Oliver to the ground and shouted, "Say something, freak!" But Oliver simply stared up at the sky with calm, storm-gray eyes. What no one knew was that the reason Oliver did not speak was because of what he had witnessed behind the old abandoned lumber mill. 1 year ago, he had seen Ethan's father fighting with his own father. He had seen fists, heard shouting, and then he had watched Ethan's father bury something in the cold ground, wrapped in his father's coat. When Oliver tried to tell adults, no one believed a silent boy with shaking hands and tearless eyes. After that, he stopped speaking altogether. Oliver waited. Weeks turned to months. The bullying continued, adults ignored it, and children laughed. But Oliver remembered everything. He remembered where the body was buried. He had gone back to the place many times, digging slowly and carefully, uncovering bones, the coat, and a bracelet his mother had given his father. He collected the evidence and kept it hidden, waiting for the moment when silence would speak louder than any scream. During the school fair, while music played and children laughed, Oliver placed a small brown box on the stage. When the principal opened it, she screamed. Inside was the bracelet, still stained with faded blood, and a note. "Ask Ethan Ward what his father did." The police searched the woods. They dug where Oliver led them. They found the remains. Ethan's father was arrested. The town erupted in shock. Ethan cried and swore he didn't know. Oliver simply watched, silent and still. He didn't need to hurt anyone. He only needed them to listen. But the story did not end there. Ethan disappeared from school for a while. When he returned, he no longer looked like a bully. His eyes were hollow, his shoulders slumped. He sat next to Oliver in class like a shadow. For days, he said nothing, until finally he whispered, "You ruined my life." Oliver continued drawing in his notebook. "Say something!" Ethan shouted. Oliver slowly turned his head and softly said, "Justice hasn't started yet." Because Oliver remembered something else from that night. Ethan had been there too. He had heard Ethan begging his father to stop. Ethan had played a part, even if he didn't understand it then. Oliver's revenge had never been finished. That night, Oliver walked back to the lumber mill. The ground was cold and still. He placed a small wooden box in the dirt. Inside was a locket he had taken when he first dug up the body. A locket with a photograph of Ethan, Ethan's father, and Oliver's father, smiling like friends. Whatever happened that night had not been an accident. It had been betrayal. Oliver whispered into the cold air, "This isn't revenge. This is truth." The wind didn't blow. The trees didn't move. But something shifted, as if the town itself had started to wake up to what lay beneath it. Ethan knew the truth now, and guilt destroys slower than death. The town feared Oliver. The silence around him grew heavy. And Oliver Gray, the boy who never spoke, now had power because silence makes people listen. The story wasn't over. It had only begun.